Hey, today I'm going to make a video about how to take care of a baby iguana. I've actually had I've had three iguanas. I've had a green one to start off with, and I had a blue iguana who actually passed away. He was very malnutrition, almost emaciated when I got him, and I treated him for a little while, and he ended up passing away. But now I have myself a it's a beautiful male red iguana. And you're going to have to forgive me, but my nose is really stuffed up. I'm pretty sick. But anyways, there's a lot to know, a lot to do, a lot to have about a lot of things. There's a lot of things. First off is, let me tell you what you should feed your iguana. You need to feed them mustard greens, turnips, collard greens, not any like lettuce or spinach or anything like that, because it's pretty much, there's no nutrition. There's no nutrition in that, so you just need to give them some stuff with nutrition in it, and some healthy squash, stuff like that. You always need to keep water in the tank. Right here I have a red water dish. Back here I have a black dish. It's pretty big, it's kind of deep, and it has water in it for him to swim around in. He loves doing that. Then I have plenty of sticks, plenty of plants. I don't have any real plants, they're all fake plants. They can't tell the difference. Right here I have a half log thing. It's got a cutout so he can get underneath it if it gets hot. And then back here I have more plants, and actually, I lied. Right here is a rock. It's a pretty big rock, and it's right underneath the heat lamp so that it gets warm, so that during the night I don't actually have to keep a light on. All I have to do is just have that rock there so that he can get on it and get warm if he needs to. And then back here I have that cutout log. And I have plenty of logs here, or sticks here, for him to get up on, and then a bunch of greens over here for him to hide underneath if he wants to. And right here, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me get you closer so you can see. I can't really tell what you guys are looking at, but as you can see, I have him right there, and right about right here, I have this it's like a thermometer, and let me think, what is it? Thermometer and a humidity meter. And what else? You need to have one of those, because your temperature needs to be around, during the night, anywhere between 70 and 75. During the day, anywhere between 85 and 96. And they're cold-blooded animals, so they use the warmth to stay warm. And right here I have my heat. This is my heat lamp. And over here I have 12 bulbs for that. And then back here I have a Zilla UVB lamp. So if I turn this off, you can see I have UVB also in there. And iguanas need UVB light. You can't have an iguana without a UVB light, because they have to have UVB to use, they use it to create vitamin D3, which they create from calcium to make their bones strong and keep them from getting metabolic bone disease. And you need that. You can't not have that. And you need a heat lamp too to keep them warm. And what else? You need one of these. Spray bottle. Spray 3 times a day. Spray the iguana once. Spray the rest of the tank twice. Keeps the humidity good, unless you want to spend $50 on a fogger, which also is the same thing but more expensive. You can get these at Home Depot for like $1. You don't have to buy everything at the pet store. Pet stores sell these for like $7.99, so screw that. Also, I told you about food, lighting, heat. This is a 40-gallon tank, the screen lid. He's about, I'll show him to you, but he's probably about 16 inches long. Anyways, right here I have Rep Cal. It's calcium with vitamin D3, and you want to give them this on their food. It's a half a teaspoon for big iguanas, and it's maybe a quarter teaspoon for smaller iguanas. You need to make sure that you use the dosage for on the back, but you need to make sure that you're using the dosage also with the amount of food that your iguana would eat, and the size of your iguana also. What else? Let me think. I told you about the food. I told you about the lights, thermometer, the humidity, the spray bottle. I told you about the food, or not food, the calcium supplement. Oh yeah, when you first get your iguana, you're going to want to keep them in their cage in a room where there's not any commotion for about 3 days, just so that they can get used to their environment that you put them in, because iguanas get stressed, and iguanas are very stressful animals, and they will die from stress. You can see that they're stressed by the brown coloration that gets on their skin, and so you don't want a stressful iguana. So when handling it, you're going to want to handle it for at least 15 minutes a day when they're small, and maybe about 30 to an hour when they get bigger, just to keep them tame, to keep them knowing that you're not there to keep them in a cage and not play with them. So also, what was I going to say? Okay, there's a couple things you want to look for in your iguana. Iguanas that are active and that have brown poop are usually healthy. Iguanas that are not active and have maybe some red in their poop or aren't pooping once every day maybe aren't so healthy. And if you notice that there's some C-shaped figures in their poop, that might mean that it's got some severe worms, and you make sure you take care of that and take it to the vet. What else was I going to say? I'll go ahead and show you my iguana. I told you a lot. If you have any questions, just comment. I told you about metabolic bone disease, but I didn't really go far into it. Metabolic bone disease is where your iguana is not getting enough calcium and vitamin D3, and what happens really is that, like, calcium in your body goes to your bones, and so if your iguana is not getting enough calcium, it'll take the calcium in its body already out of its bones and start sucking it out of its bones, causing its bones to get fragile and causing maybe some mouth rot. Mouth rot is where their mouth actually starts to turn brown and decay, and that's what you see in, like, more malnutrition and kind of iguanas that aren't really taken care of very well. But I'll show you my iguana real fast. My iguana is almost a month and a half years old. A month and a half years old. A month and a half old. And he's a red iguana. He's a male. He's very pretty. He's actually really cool looking because he's got a green belly. Some pretty cool coloration on his neck here. It's pretty cool. He's got these really dark red eyes. But he's tiny. I mean, look at how small he is. Absolutely tiny. But, you're going to want to, when you first get your iguana, make sure you run your fingers down their spine. Not hard, but just gentle. And make sure that they don't have any gaps in between their spinal cord and in their tail also, because that could be a sign of metabolic bone disease too. And just, iguanas are really loving animals, and all animals are, and really it doesn't make sense to me how people like, don't take care of their animals. And so just, if you're going to get an iguana, they're a lot of work, but what you really need to do is just take care of them. Do like I told you. It's going to be money. Spend the money to get what you need. And just take care of them, because they're great animals, and they will not like you if you treat them bad. And trust me, if you get bitten by an iguana, they have serrated teeth. And if you get whipped by a tail of an iguana, it's not going to be fun. So, just treat your iguana right. And that's that. Feed them what they need to be fed. Give them a bath every 1 to 2 days. Feed them, if they're babies, just leave food in the tank. They should eat, and if they become adults, then you're probably going to want to limit them to small increments, maybe 1 to 3 times a day. Actually, 2 to 3 times a day. And make sure that your tank is 3 times as long as your iguana from nose to tail, and 2 times as wide as your iguana from nose to tail. And just take care of your animal. And that's all pretty much I have to say. I pretty much covered everything. And if you have any questions, comment. Alright, see ya. Bye-bye. Wow, he just disappeared.